Hi VC, Dave Dark Dove back with you again. Hope everybody's enjoying the run up to Christmas. I wasn't planning to shoot this video, but kind of a bit of an impromptu video. But seeing as I have a bit of time on my hands, I'm currently at my partner's parents' house. I'm just doing a bit of minding. My partner has to go to a funeral today of her uncle, who he was 90. He lived to a good age, but her mother's not feeling very well, so I'm just staying here in the house, looking after her, just keeping an eye on things while my partner is away. Um, Yesterday, I met up with Ben Costello, um, but Ben Costello paid a quick visit down here to Cork, and we did a bit of digging and didn't have much time myself. I had to rush off after about an hour because I had to come up here. So I grabbed some stuff yesterday, but I haven't had a chance to listen to any of this stuff that I've picked up. Before I met Ben, I'd been doing a bit of browsing in my local independent record store's secondhand section, and I found this 12-inch single. This is an early single that was released on the Warp label. This came out in 1990. This is a self-titled single called Tricky Disco. Now, it was released by a husband and wife production team who, now they recorded under a lot of different names. I think the Tricky Disco thing was just a one-off, but I remember this. This was a minor hit single back in 1990, but it's a great acid house techno single, and I do love that the Warp label and those early singles with that purple purple label and sleeve design. But disc is in nice condition. Yeah, I quite remember that track well. I think it was like a little minor hit single. It was probably one of the first successful kind of releases on the Warp label. You know, that kind of brought it into the public domain, kind of along with Nightmares and Wax Aftermath there in 1990. But yeah, so later I met up with Ben, and there's a shop, um, musical instrument repair shop, which I call into now and again. So myself and Ben went in there for a bit of a browse because they do sell second-hand vinyl. The place doesn't often get new stuff in, but as it happens, there was a big collection uh, brought in. Actually, the guy there said he'd gotten it in just the previous day, and somebody else earlier had bought about 30 items off him. There's a big collection, which he said mostly comprised of punk. Now, I think most of that must have been gone because there wasn't a whole lot left. But some of the stuff I did manage to pick up some gems. Um, Starting off with this Bauhaus, the singles 1981, 1983. So this, yeah, this had been on my want list for a while. Something I'd never gotten around to grabbing, but as the title says, it's a compilation EP which was released on Beggar's Banquet in 1983. I think it possibly might have been released after they split up because they did split up in 1983. But it's got some of their best singles on here. There's a cover of Ziggy Stardust and She's in Parties. Yeah, please pick that up. It was €5, which is probably about what you'd expect to pay for this. I've seen this around before, but it's always been kind of overpriced, I felt. But I think a fiver is, you know, perfectly acceptable to pay for it, and so there we go. Next up, the next two items are also a fiver, a fiver each, I should say. But yeah, a band whom you see around in the wild a lot, but very hard to find in good condition. So that is our good friends, the Monkees. More of the Monkees. Their second studio album. This is a UK mono pressing. This, yeah, I'm not sure. Stepping Stone. I'm a Believer. So some of the, you know, best known tracks on this. Like a lot of people of my generation, I fondly remember the Monkees TV show. Although when I saw it, it was like the late 70s, early 80s, so it was rerun, you know, with it. But still, it ran for a lot. You know, they used to rerun it a lot. I think Saturday mornings they used to show it back when I was very young, and I used to love that show. So I've seen this in the wild a lot, but it's very hard. It's always been trashed. But this one's not in the, like, the sleeve is a bit, sleeve isn't great, but the disc itself looks okay. There's no major no major marks or scuffs or anything. Just needs a bit of a clean, I think, and I'd say it should be fine. I haven't played any of these obviously because I'm not at home at the moment and I don't. There's no record player here, so uh, maybe. So I'll have to wait later before I can give any of these a spin. And of course, there's two Monkees pickups. So this is the second one. The Monkees headquarters, which possibly, I think this came out in '67, the same year as say Monkees. So I think this is probably their third one. Again, UK mono pressing on RCA. Back sleeve is very, very tatty, but again, the disc is in pretty good enough shape. Again, just needs a bit of a clean, I think, and I think it should play perfectly. When I was there was something inside in the record which I thought at first might be an old ticket or something. It's something almost as good. A picture of a pussycat. Yeah, the things you find in record sleeves sometimes. Just for you. It's somebody's old homework or kind of homework schedule. Mrs. Allen French, Mr. Martin French and maths. So yeah, yeah, it's kind of always funny when you find things like that inside old records. Okay. Next up, this was something which I was looking at, and it's something I know absolutely nothing about, but I thought it looked interesting. Jovah Scratch Tracks double album. This all I know about this is from what I found out about it on online. Apparently, this was released on a label called Jive Records in 1983. And basically it's by some production team called the Willensden Dodgers, who were a British production team of DJs, I presume. But it's basically breakbeat and samples of breakbeat, kind of. So from what I found out about it online, apparently it's samples from well-known tracks that came out roughly around this time, like Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, Prince, something about Prince, 1999 maybe, and but it's like, you know, kind of specifically I think aimed at DJs to be played, you know, I think in nightclubs around the time, you know, so it's kind of interesting find. Looking forward to give it a play. And the 2 discs look in pretty good nick as well. Okay, 2 12 inches. This I remember this track quite well. Don't Give Up, Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush. Yeah, this came out in '86, I think. A duet by the 2 of them. Flash Gordon Disco. I think these all came from the same collection, and I think they must have belonged to a DJ. But yeah, Flash Gordon Disco sounds like a happening spot. And yeah, another 12-inch, which this I grabbed solely for the cover. I didn't grab this for the music. It was only €1, and I thought, you know, I just had to grab this for the cover. Tina Turner. This is from the soundtrack to Mad Max Beyond Thunderdrome. We don't need another hero, but okay, this is probably, you know, yeah, a 12-inch single from taken from the soundtrack to Mad Max Beyond Thunderdrome. But yeah, great cover art, and I mean, I just had to grab it for the, you know, for that price. Couldn't resist it. Yeah, there was also a CD, which actually Ben spotted this and showed it to me, so I had to grab this. Ennio Morricone, film music by Ennio Morricone, compilation CD. Oops. Okay. Compilation CD with a lot of his best stuff is on here. Good, the Bad, the Ugly, the Sicilian Clan, and these are actually, you know, sometimes these CDs, they can be just cover, but these are actually orchestrated and conducted by Ennio Morricone himself. So they're the proper real deal versions. So that was just €1, and this I picked up just a while ago. There's a charity shop here across the road, and I just popped out for a minute just to have a look. Didn't find any vinyl or CDs, but I did find this R2D2. I think this is some sort of a clock or something, a digital clock maybe. He needs batteries. His legs move, his head doesn't, but couldn't resist this. You know, it was €1.50, so I thought, yeah, I had to grab it. Okay, I wasn't planning on shooting this video, but I will be shooting another update just before Christmas, because there's somebody at the door, so I'll have to go. Thanks very much for watching.